Collective, what's good? I'm your Mile High Priest, straight up chilling up here. What's good on a Saturn's day? We are near the Saturn hour, but we are currently in the moon hour. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here. I honor you. I honor our energetic exchange as always. Ever so grateful. I love to remind you, ever so grateful for our energetic exchange. I want to ask that our guides of the highest, most brilliant, divine white light guide us, protect us as I interpret and channel. I didn't want to leave you all hanging. I know the messages as of late, they go from like really lovey-dovey to like F this, F that. Who knows, right? The energy is kind of wild. There's a lot of, I think sometimes we suppose that someone is karma or something is karmic, but the entirety of the journey unfolds with karma, with forward movement. And so it's naturally, I think it's up to us to discover where we are in under that, like, or maybe we come to times when maybe the karma weighs heavy, or it feels that way, right? We like to, what I like to say is we like to qualify as human beings, and maybe we forget the exquisite fruits of our labor when times get really tough and sort of things expire. We tend to lament, and maybe most of us, or some of us, or I don't know, maybe that's just the human condition that I read into when I meet a lot of people. They come to me, and maybe other readers feel this way, where a lot of folks come to us during the tougher times. Anyway, for me, I feel less about the tough versus the good. It's more like it's always shifting for me. Things are always changing. So maybe I can assure you that even though things may be really wavering and changing, evolving at a rapid pace, maybe there's a little bit of de-evolution, and yeah, we're here for it. Let me just kick into the Black Moon Astrology Oracle. The moon is currently in Aries. In less than 24 hours, it will meet conjunct with the sun, which means that's the new moon point, and it will be in Taurus. The moon is also pinging with Mars, and Mars is pinging or opposing Pluto, and so it does create tension. Mercury is suddenly out of shadow. We just want to know what as the momentum picks up, right? It's like all these speed bumps or course corrections, or turn left, turn right, stop, don't go yet, go now. Can be that sort of flavor, right? So what's the universe kind of guiding us towards? And yeah, we'll discover some roadblocks, I think, along the way. So let's just get into it. I love the ethereal visions, and I guess it picks up a lot, right? Wow, talk about it. Grand Cross Provoker, number 47. This is established strength, the Lord of established strength, okay? And yeah, I know I'm talking a lot of words there. It's a 9 of Wands, moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It matters where you are at in your journey, as far as like your boundaries are. Maybe there's a little bit of recognition that you are shut out, maybe you shut down, but maybe that's not necessarily, is there a good in that? Were you reestablishing yourself? And so you had to commit to too much or too little, or you had to do away with commitments, or you had to look at your commitments, whether with other people, relationships with others, contracts at work, or energy, right? Knowledge too can be over consuming, knowing too much, thinking you know too much, wanting to know more, wanting to, all of that may come with, like, you find something, you find out about something and you want to consume it. And so there's a lot of underlying tension as far as how do all these pieces fit into your life? How overwhelming is your life? How overwhelming is the energy around you? Can you carry it all? I suppose yes, it really can be really, really positive, but that's where the provocation lies, right? That's where that's where it's provoking. That's where it's like, maybe it is really intense, and there is too much positivity to yearn for, wanting everything to stay and wanting everything to be the same. And so then maybe even in you wanting to return to normalcy, then within that desire, you figure out, like, maybe normalcy is what lies ahead. And then you realize, maybe I create normalcy, and normalcy is now ever evolving. And I know that there will be a time that is hopefully longer than just a little routine, right? Like a few weeks. There can be you can garner time for peace. Right now, it's the Grand Cross Provoker. This is the Nine of Wands. We'll read into it because this energy is wild. The sun did oppose Pluto. So if we are looking at a Grand Cross, we're looking at, maybe you are a Scorpio, maybe you are a Taurus, maybe you are a mutable sign as well, with all the energy in the Pisces zone, right? Coming out of that. Then now the fixed energy, there's something to say about some people moving ahead and some people not necessarily staying behind, but some people feeling like they're left behind. And it could be a mix of all that, right? But now that the energy is moving into, does life feel like a movie? Sometimes it does, right? Now that the energy is moving into the fixed, now that we're in the fixed sign zone, like Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, it could be that those Scorpio forces have to kick in, like, how can we unfreeze? How can we go from, some folks are in paralysis analysis, some folks are in overwhelming, which is the same, right? Like, or not the same. I'm not like trying to water it down. I just think too many choices can lead to the paralysis. In having too many choices, you're like, I don't want any of it. Okay, then. Okay, and then we have card 47 already on the board, and then we have card number 48, Yod, the Yod, Destiny. God giving you the finger and the middle finger, you know. Maybe that's why I've been yelling a lot. Gosh, we will have to look at this one because one of these is 9 of Wands for sure. Geez, you've been through a lot, right? It seems even if you are young. I just want to make sure. There's a lot of wand energy. There's a lot of fire. And yeah, Mars in Leo, it can be aggressively alchemical, which is maybe why I bring up the one of the signs that Mars rules being Scorpio, which is a lot of that fire and a lot of passion. So fire, passion involving emotion, like that human desire to stay or go or hold on or control the outcome or try to control the path. Okay, I wasn't supposing that everything would be Grand Cross Provoker. The first card that we talked about is 9 of Wands. The key ideas being pressure, discipline, frustration, growth, defensiveness, competition, and victory. To me, yeah, and this is analysis paralysis, right? Like there's a lot to say about the 9 of Wands being like the paranoia and the aspect of paranoia of what if all of them are wrong? What if I'm being misled? What if my intuition, what if my path has been misinformed? What if my intuition is misleading me, right? And intuition, leaning on instincts involves taking time. And that could then be like, I'm taking too much time. Like this decision is taking too much time. It's all of that, right? Are you trusting yourself? Is it this time that you encounter the resistance because this is how God builds strength? I've been talking a lot about that to my friends or some of my friends, and all of these topics are around me, and maybe that's why I bring them up. Maybe that's the type of healer I am, and I give into the title, and so I don't want you to suppose that like I'm this grand healer, like I'm learning along the way, but I don't want to deny it anymore that I am, like, healing does involve these hard topics. So like you're here, and I applaud you because this is tough, and I feel that I'm kind of otherworldly, very alien. And I'm okay with like dealing with hard topics. And so I want to assert you that you can make it through. Like we can help each other. Maybe I'm just a signpost along the way, and maybe we are dedicated on a longer journey, and maybe you drop off, I drop off later, and this journey can last beyond that as we evolve and as my work evolves. And anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all that. A realistic look at the future, right? Going through the motions. An unfavorable time to act on impulse. So maybe right now you don't want to act on impulse. Maybe you're having to deal with others. Like me, I'm very impulsive. So maybe a lot of people have to deal with someone like me, and maybe you're dealing with someone like me who's very impulsive. This is the Ace of Swords reversed is this destiny. So that means it's frustrative as F, right? And that one, the quote for that is Jean de La Fontaine: "A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it." That's very Scorpio of you. And I know I can be that rather facetious and joke around like that. So I'm not trying to call out a Scorpio or Scorpios or whatever. I have a lot of Scorpio placements too. And like, I very much feel like I avoid a lot. My Pisces BS is like, it is very energetic. And I suppose that I help a lot of other people instead of helping myself. Okay. Destiny, doing things on your own, standing strong and making a difference, needing to make adjustments, being unique, having a special purpose, trusting all will work out as it is meant to, the eventual success of destiny and fate, even amongst chaos, okay? Learning from adjustments, flowing with the change, a conduit of energy. This is like the Ace of Swords reverse, and I feel like that's when you like stick the sword, right? So instead of like grabbing the sword in your hand, in your hands, and lifting and pointing, this is the time to like in the conviction, giving that, giving it time before you make the decision, knowing that you will make a decision, you will have to make the decision, or knowing that maybe there's another force, another person, in due time, very quickly, that force is coming towards you. It feels like the Chariot. One more, please. At the bottom of the deck, we have card number 45, part of fortune increase. Okay. Is that 10 of Pentacles or Ace of Cups? So here, then we have just what I read. Void of Course, Moon, Missing, card 52. This is always, to me, allow this reading to simmer, or allow this portion to simmer right now. It's more creative time, and then creativity to me, when those topics come up or that symbolism, is about allowing the flow to generate movement. And right now it's not the right time. Right now, this reading, it will take its sweet time to simmer. So the way I see it, I don't remember who I was talking. Oh, I was talking to one of the astrologers that I know, that I work with around town. One of the few folks that I've collaborated. Go figure. Really, really, really smart Virgo astrologer. I have a lot of Virgo astrologers. This one's more like a colleague. Like, we're very networky. I've helped him get jobs. I've helped them get jobs, and we've worked together, etc. I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but yeah, pat on the back. That actually helps a colleague, right? And a younger astrologer that I have a lot of like friendly love for, like I was trying to help them. They're very advanced in their practice, and I was trying to assert their confidence too, because I like that's who I am. That's why I came to do this reading, to reassert your confidence even in these hard times. We're now in the Saturn zone. Of course we are. We are now in the Saturn hour on Saturn's day. Okay, great. A lot of fire, a lot of fiery. It's all that, it's everything. Okay. The way I was describing it to him, the process in the point where he's at in his process is he has all the ingredients. He's making the stock, the base, and then he has to make the soup. Okay. And if you've ever made soup from scratch, meaning the ingredients, chopping them up, cooking to make the base, the stock, then making the stock, then making the soup, then, like, that can sometimes take a whole day, if not longer, because sometimes you prepare these things ahead, then you use them. Are we there yet? No, we're not. But yes, allow a lot of the symbolism to come to you. Allow symbols to leave you. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. Quote by Carl Sandburg. All is not as it seems. The The Void of Course Moon card can be daunting. It may not be a good or appropriate time to answer your question. As it is now, the results may not be what you want. Okay? However, meditation and any type of psychic or spiritual efforts will work out better when the Void of Course Moon card turns up. Okay? Oh yeah, we do have a very long Void of Course Moon at the moment. Okay? And it does occur during this, and it depends on which astrological vantage point is what I say. Hellenistic astrology, there are longer Void of Course moons. I would appropriate that school of astrology when it comes to Void of Course moons. It's more dramatic. It's a movie. It's a timeline. It gives you a breath of time to. It's not just. It's more modern in the modern society. I feel like take a when someone says take a break. It's like take a 15-minute break. I'm like, no. When the moon in Hellenistic astrology, when the moon is void, of course, it's a full day. Take the whole day off. So that can be symbolic to the time that you need in general. You may need a long time to come to this decision. It may have taken you a long time to come to this decision. It may be taking a long time for it to generate momentum, for the momentum to be generated. And it's coming. So frustrations, delays, vagueness, a sense of everything being unreal, emptiness. Wow. Where are we here? See, what was that delay about? What is going on with my camera here? I feel like the smoke just follows me everywhere. It's so interesting how smoke works these days. I don't know. There could be not paying attention, false starts, matters remaining unresolved, a time to wait a while and start over, a time to float or rest, serendipitous occurrences, a time to disconnect, things begun requiring adjustments later. Okay, inconclusive or wrong medical results, unfavorable time to apply for a job, get married, or for non-routine medical. It's 8 of Cups, okay? Key ideas, silence, failed judgment, false readings, wasted effort, the wrong choice, missed opportunity, sleep, recovery. All right. Oh yeah, card number 45. Ten of Pentacles, where you are lucky, fortunate, karmic triggers, destiny, or fate. There's a lot to say about your journey feeling old, worn out, tired, and your journey just now beginning, like your purpose now just like sinking in. Maybe for you, I want you to suppose that synchronicities are different. They're not just about numbers. They're not just about like the clock 33222, like 2211. Like it's time for you to start listening to people, like start hearing God, hearing your spirit guides or the energy. Start listening not to what others tell you what to do. Start listening to what you're hearing, and as far as like that serendipity, the connection. I was telling my friend last night, like this. I talk to you guys about this sometimes. The synchronicities being like I know I'm rude, I'm an a-hole about it, like 1111, like LOL. Like my synchronicities are like this person who doesn't know this person, that they're like thousands of miles away. They don't know each other. They don't know of each other. the things they're saying are not similar, but the connection that my brain is making, it's like mind blowing. And I'm like, that's a synchronicity. That's God's finger, the yud. That's God giving me the finger and saying, you little shit. You're fucking intelligent. You're so goddamn intelligent that, like, stop being delusional about the numbers and listen to the gods laugh and the tricks, the little tricks and the tips and tricks. That's what I mean. Not the tricks like tricksters, shapeshifters. But watch out for that, right? Collective, what's good? What else is the moon illuminating? Whoa. What are Pluto and Mars illuminating, right? Asserting your independence, very intelligent, no time to talk right now. You've already made the decision. What's this juicy dark of the moon? What's this creative flow? Why are we suddenly in the traffic jam, right? Where's all this traffic coming from? It seems like everyone's on the road now. Everyone's suddenly trying to escape their old ways, trying to escape their old lives. So you are in the mix. You're in the mix of it all. You're in the... Okay. Wow, okay, so look, the moon is illuminating. Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Jupiter in Leo. The moon in Libra. Okay, 6 months back, 6 months forward, right? What has been illuminated, a lot of what we said, the partnerships and contracts, the conditions around you that you've signed up for, whether energetically, whether karmically, or whether just along your path, blunders, more like obstacles, having to figure out how to work around them, go over them, work to remove them, right? Moon in Libra, a time to sit rather than go, a time to wait rather than to commit and go to more, go further, go farther right now. Refuel, regenerate, sit still in your meditation. But the frustration, we mentioned this earlier in one of these, like your victory, 5 of Wands, Mars in Leo. Mars in Leo, that's what we've been talking about. 5 of Wands is Jupiter in Leo, I'm sorry. No, Saturn in Leo, I'm sorry. And then we have Jupiter in Leo. But Mars in Leo is like rampant here. We have Venus in Scorpio. So not a good time to make decisions because you're figuring out who's been misleading you, how you've misled yourself, how you've given into the wrong choices, right? Void of Course Moon says the wrong reading, the wrong choice. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes tarot readers or like getting a reading doesn't mean that yes, you could have a false reading, but also God creates frustrations with all of this lineup here. It's almost like was the reading really false because it wasn't your time to get the correct answer? You know, it's funny, my Virgo friend, the astrologer that I was telling you about, it's like we started talking and I'm giving him sort of like advice or the answer to his questions. And he's like, boy, do I have a lot to learn. And I'm like, this is sort of that reading, like, even though they understand that they received the answer, to them, it doesn't mean like run with the answer. It means, I think more intelligently, I think they're allowing that soup to simmer and the pot to boil, and they're not going to watch it. They're not going to watch the pot boil, because that means, you know, that the old saying, you can't watch the pot. Can't watch it because it's just never going to boil. You're going to sit there. Okay, Seven of Cups. There's a lot to say about false impressions or false readings. The false reading could be you knowing, and it's part of the journey. I know it's scary. It's very Piscean. It's very like, it's giving rushed into it. Fools rush in, right? You are equipped enough to handle it. It's part of this learning, addressing where you are at in the journey. Not supposing that you're just going to rise above it, right? It's going to take time or work to rise above it, maybe, right? Wow. Okay. There you go. Can we get past, present, future? Based on this moon, right? This is a good moon. Surrounded by a lot of edgy energy. We have the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Gemini. Okay, sitting with it, generating a protective layer, unwinding from the layers that are no longer in good standing. We have the moon. You have a lot of lunar forces here. So you are instigated. You've been instigated. Page of Wands. There's a birth of a new enlightenment, a birth of a new project. You see, it's like you see the light and now you're going for it. As you were on your way, you were instigated. You've been instigated by God. It feels like something follows you to, or something behind you pushes you, wants to like assert that you are on this lunar determining deception, determining the lies, and also the self-delusion, not just the illusions cast on you by others, but you have been instigated. What seemed like you were very ready and prepared for, now it may seem very daunting. It may seem very scary to be in the dark and find yourself alone again. Are you really alone? Especially when we read that you're never alone with the moon, and the moon guides you. You're very lunar. Maybe you are coming out of a very emotional time, because in the near future, in the upcoming future, as the movement generates, you have two flowing entities here, the Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. Either way, a queen in the essence of the tarot, I mean, it's movement, it's flow, and this is going from emotional flow to financial, monetary. So you could be very worried. Undo away from that. That could be what blocks the forward movement, is the financial aspect, and understanding that maybe whether you're dealing with it doesn't seem like you're the one lacking, but maybe whoever comes to you, whoever is around you, is lacking. Don't worry, they won't drain you. I think you're realizing the drain, and those are the forces. You're looking at the right. you're determining who is actually draining you versus who you can allow in your life to actually help and support. So there's a lot of like motherly instinct here. Where have you been smothering? Where have you been smothered? Where have you been misled into mothering and taking care of others? And then where can you actually be more generous, and or where can you actually turn your generosity? Where can you pour it into versus where have you been pouring it into? And maybe in that asserting, going from assuming that you're helping the right one to asserting to help the right ones to help the right one. It's like that is where a lot of this energy lies. Where a lot of it's like you've been helping the wrong person, or you've been taking the wrong advice. But within all that, this is all happening. What was I getting? I don't know why. I've been having the craziest dreams. I don't know what I was listening to. Maybe it's what I just read that triggered me in the road that seemed more like free will, right? Like you were free willing it. You thought you were very much in control of your destiny when your destiny was naturally unfolding, abiding by your fate, regardless of whether you had the faith in destiny and fate. Now you come to a fated crossroads, as it seems. Wow, it's very beautiful. It's very spiritual what you're experiencing. It's very emotional. Maybe even in you loving someone, like maybe they do love you, but it's not the right time, or maybe the love is different. Maybe it was a lesson in love and money and finances, and we do have Ten of Pentacles later. Like it seems so fated. It seems so destined that now. Does it add years to your life? As frustrative as it is. I know I'm being like that. I am being that way. I want you to feel like this is how spirit turns back the clock on your time, right? The time seems to have consumed you. And now God says, okay, we lifting the veil? Are we understanding false readings, false impressions? Are we understanding frustrations and where people mislead you because they are in a hurry? And if you are in a hurry and you meet someone who's in a hurry, you're going to hurry. You're going to rush into a lot of things because you give into that. Pluto says, maybe it's not about everyone, but it is about the puzzle pieces. And then understanding that maybe you thought you were 100-piece puzzle and you're like 1,000-piece puzzle. And you're like, okay, I made it to 100 pieces. I'm not done. Like, well, I thought I was a 100-piece puzzle set. Lo and behold, you're 500-piece puzzle, and you're missing about 400 pieces. Holy moly. This is part of it. This is although it may seem detrimental, it opens you to so many possibilities going on this what seems like a false journey. It's like love is transformed, so you may not end up with them, or you may end up with them later. We're not really there. We're here. We're like moving, where you got to move away. You got to break up with them regardless, because we don't know yet. We don't know if they will apply the lessons. You are applying the lessons. We don't know if they are. We got to wait and see, right? How is the tarot reader really know. And how is your family gonna hex you and vex you and curse you at a young age? How will they know that you will never come to realize that they hexed you and vexed you and cursed you? And then then you realize, like, oh, I've been held back by my family or by this lover. And then isn't that where you were stuck and misled? And then now you're like, that's what it had to take to break you out of that. 7 of Cups, near 5 of Wands, into of Swords. Like, what others thought, where others thought they could trap you, is actually your freedom. Holy moly, that's extravagant. I don't know. There's 10 of Pentacles, part of fortune increase. That's fated. That's spiritual. That's Hellenistic. The part of fortune is Hellenistic. So it's rather strange in a lovely way to speak on Hellenistic astrology and the longer path, how involved it is, how us in the States, we like to just give in to the defeat right away, right? There's something to say about, like, being from a small town. Like, a lot of us who are from small towns leave, and we wonder why people stay, right? Like, it's that kind of, that can be very egotistical. So I'm not trying to, like, stroke the ego. I'm just trying to say, like, yeah, maybe that's the worst example or bad example, but it does give that, like, people settling and you not settling, and all of a sudden, why do you want to settle, right? Even though you might be coming to an age where it's like, yeah, now Pluto's really provoking you. But why is it provoking you, right? Obviously, there's, like, a longer journey that you're facing. Or a lot of you in your 40s, 45, 48, 47, in the midst of that midlife point where it could be crisis of consciousness, where it could be very spiritually stirring, where you could have been going through a midlife crisis that is very defined by society, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, it's deeper than that, it's more meaningful than that. Wait, it's not just about, like, giving up on one career to take on another, giving up on my office job to be a painter and artist. It's like deeper. It's like, holy F, like, there's a lover, and there's like, I gotta end all this bad bullshit and, like, bad relationships, because, like, all of a sudden I want to be in love with a good person or something like that. Oh my God, 9 of Wands. You are built for this. You're looking at where you have blocked yourself, even, like, staying behind in the same city, in the same town. It, like, even holding on to the same things, right? Like, running the same business and running the business the same way. Like, it's all part of it. That's where it seems like you are, right? What's around you? What's Pluto illuminating that's around you? I mean, you have Queen of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. You could be realizing a lot of people around you are experiencing their karmic fated points, right? Where we are all being asked to determine, hey, have we actually learned from it? And then where will it lead us? A lot of people may be in a quiet zone, in a reflective zone. This is also a reflection on you. It reflects back to you. Virgo, here we have the Hermit, a knowledgeable Hermit, very relationship oriented, perhaps actually looking at the relationships around you, not just people, but, like, to food, to your body, what you're eating, what you're ingesting, all of it, right? Why you feel the way you feel, whether it's lethargic or excited all the time, or nervous, or too thoughtful, always thinking that you have to do this for them, and have to do this for that person. And then, yes, you do fear, then you're hoping, or you fear, I don't know. Which is it? You tell me. Yes, it's there. Yes. But maybe why suppose that it's so small when the prize is bigger. The journey leads you to a bigger prize, a bigger, there's more to be had than what you're supposing there is. Of course, it's going to take, this to me just tells me like it's going to take, it's like, don't stop right there. You stop too soon. If you can recognize that stopping right now is meant to allow you to determine hopes and fears, and then keep going, you're stronger than what you're supposing. Your journey, it's almost like it has just begun. Oh boy, I kind of am loving the energy. It's wild, right? Strength at the bottom of the deck, card number 8. And then look here, we have a very exalted King of Wands, 2 of Cups. A start over, a beginning, but a beginning with you, feeling like the next level of you is you are shedding away aspects of you that then leads you to recognize a higher state of love, self-love, self-care, meeting your spiritual guides, meeting a fiery spiritual leader, or being moved by the fire within you that is like, hey, instead of wishing and wanting, now it's time to not take action in the outside world, but take action spiritually. Okay, ground your emotions, and then look at things from that linear perspective. Look at things from the longer, wider, non-linear perspective. Attempt to reconcile your former self with your higher self, your new self with your higher self. Attempt to relate who you have been, how you have been, where you are at, to where you want to go. Holy. It's beautiful. King of Wands, Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. I'm getting all the fixed signs here. We have Venus in Cancer with the 2 of Cups. So, watery, emotional, time. Will it be a cruel summer, or can it be a fun, fantastical summer? Can this time lead you to fulfillment, or before someone comes in to tell you that you're unfulfilled, become fulfilled? Don't allow someone to tell you who you are, how you are. Allow yourself to fulfill that for you, right? Have you allowed your own ego to fulfill your destiny when your destiny just now unfolds, unravels, and then you see, oh wow, oh, okay, look, I went from point A to point B. I thought I was already done. I thought this soup was cooked already. No, that's just the base. Now we got to make the stock. So we're like we're still way behind, right? There's a lot of beauty in that, I suppose. I know that it's scary. It's like undoing. Mothering you, caring for you leads you to that. The driver, becoming the driver to take on this financial challenge. Okay, to say, hey, I can't put money over here. I got to put money over there. Hey, I can't give you I can't satisfy your emotional needs, because like you don't even have them figured out. I'm figuring it out. Very Queen of Cups. We have a lot of Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Those are all like, it's like we have Aries. Yeah, there's a lot of masculine meets feminine. Now it's like, how can we feel? How can we fulfill? And that's going to take time to determine the unfulfilling, the delusion, the illusion, whether you believe it's cast on you. It's more, now that you understand, whether it's you, we're going to figure that out. As time goes by, we're going to figure out who is doing it. Whatever way it's coming to you, you're fighting it off. You're moving ahead. It's actually leading you to where you want to go. It's actually firing you up to let go of BS, like we said. It's actually leading you to the man that you want, or the woman that you want, or to become the man or the woman or the person that you want. It's coming to find out who is of true guidance, right? Holy moly. Okay, I'm getting two, that's together 4. It can be same thing you've been doing, same thing you've been thinking to create the same disorder, or can it be, I gotta come together with a higher purpose, and then I gotta come together with a higher order to create new order, right? I know I always am like, gotta watch these words that I'm using, because I'm kind of this is a crazy town right here. Just one final, please. Final. What else you got for us, Pluto? Right before we get to the new moon in Taurus, right? Wow, the shadow and the night. This is the dark of the moon. This is a balsamic moon. None of that is meant to cause fear. It's just the phase of the moon. And yes, these times are definitely alluring in a figure it out and get the F out. Don't stay, right? It's alluding to where you are not meant to stay. It's alluding to knowledge, okay? Doesn't matter who caused it. We will figure that out. In due time, it will. In this time, it's actually leading you to become more fulfilled, to be actually fulfilled, to be actually independent, to actually know how to guide yourself, how to receive guidance, who to trust. You're becoming very solid in that. Okay, the shadow and the night. In the dark, dark night. Da-dun, da-dun. I don't know. It's that White Stripes song, right? I don't remember the lyrics to it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Right on time. Hello. The shadow. Follow your dreams. Allow the childlike magic to flow into your life. And before we come into the light, we have to walk through that night. The moon, right? We have the moon. Perhaps you have a moon sign in any one of these, right? Moon in Sag, moon in Aries, moon in Cancer, moon in Gemini, moon in Capricorn, moon in Taurus, moon in Cancer. We already said that. Don't be afraid of the dark. Greet the shadows, okay? The night transports deep, dark, dreamy scents with him. He moves slowly and effortlessly. You will come to awake. You are awakening, right? In the cold, cold night. His incense spills from the censer, coloring the air with its perfume. The smoke hangs thick in the air, blanketing the world in darkness. The The knight wears the stars at his waist. Each speck twinkles with his movement, blinking in and out with each step. He wears a head wrap filled with the colors of the sky. The cover appears white at the top and then darkens into the daytime glow cast by the sun. He walks everywhere, bringing dreams and nightmares to everyone as the day falls away to meet the shadows. Okay. Will you give in to the nightmare, or will you give in to the fun, childlike flow? Will you make it out of the dark? Okay. As you garner the childlike flow, as you greet the shadows. Okay. Alchemy, baby. You got this. Nothing to be afraid of. No dark magic here, okay? It's all coming together, okay? All right. In the due time, come together with your higher self, okay? It's likely in this dark shadow period where you are assessing and addressing and figuring out that it's about to get real and fun, as long as you now get rid of the nightmares, okay? You've got this. We've got this. You're strong. You're mighty. And I assert that in you, okay? I'll be right back. Ciao.